You are not bad at making decisions. You make 34,000 every day. You just overthink some because they feel bigger than they really are. Hey friend, welcome back to Her Unraveled Life. This is Amy Wadlington, Christian life coach, and today we are talking about quick decision making when you feel stuck. This is part 3 of our 4-part quick results series. That is hard to say. So far, we have tackled how to stop overthinking fast and quick tips to stop overwhelm in its tracks. And today is a good one because if you've been feeling stuck, paralyzed in indecision, or afraid of making the wrong choice, this episode is exactly what you need. So grab a pen and some paper because I'm about to give you the tools to move forward in your decision making quickly and easily. And not just that, this is about building your faith and strengthening those roots because God did not call you to a life of overwhelm, overthinking, hesitation, doubt, or feeling trapped in indecision. He called you to move forward in faith. So let's dive in. Hey friend, let me guess, you're exhausted from overthinking, second guessing yourself, and feeling stuck in a cycle of worry and overwhelm. No matter how hard you try, it feels like nothing changes. You wonder if you're the problem, if you'll ever feel peace again. You are not alone, and the good news, you don't have to stay stuck. Welcome to Her Unraveled Life. I'm Amy Wadlington, a Christian life coach, spiritual mentor, and a woman who has walked through fire and come out stronger. I've faced trauma, single parenthood, financial struggles, and chronic illness, but through faith and mindset work, I found peace, and so can you. Here's how I can help. We'll uncover what's really keeping you stuck so you can finally quiet your mind, take control of your thoughts, and break free from overwhelm. You'll reconnect with God, gain clarity in your calling, and step forward with confidence. If you're ready to stop just surviving and start living with peace, clarity, and purpose, you're in the right place. And if you want to go deeper, I offer one-on-one coaching for real, lasting change. So grab a pen, some paper, and that cup of coffee you've reheated 3 times because it's time to unravel the chaos and step into the life God has for you. Let's get started. Have you ever sat staring at your phone debating for 10 minutes or even longer whether to send an email, post on social media, or just trying to decide what to cook for dinner, thinking the answer is going to be somewhere while you're scrolling? And then the spiral starts. I can't even decide what to cook for dinner. How am I supposed to figure out how to grow my business or plan my entire future? Or I clearly cannot make any decisions. What if I pick the wrong thing and mess everything up? Or maybe you make one poor choice and suddenly your brain is screaming at you. See, I told you you can't make any good decisions. Sound familiar? Because I hear this all the time. But here's the thing. We make about 34,000 decisions per day. You can make decisions. You do it constantly. The real problem, you're just overthinking certain ones because you feel like they carry more weight than they actually do. And if you're anything like the women I work with, it's not the big vision that has you stuck. You already know that God has called you to something amazing. The problem is, how do I actually make this work? What steps do I take? How do I know which decision is the right decision? That's what we're talking about today. How to make quicker, clearer decisions when you feel stuck. So let's start with this simple framework. Some decisions matter for just 10 minutes. Should I get the latte or the tea? Should I post this today or tomorrow? Those don't need to take up your mental space. Just decide. You can't go wrong because if you're unhappy with the choice, just give yourself permission to change your mind. I know you're thinking right now, that could get really expensive, Amy. If I decide that I want coffee and I really wanted tea, that's $16 down the drain at Starbucks. I hear you. I do. Maybe for now, just commit to making the lattes at home until you really know what you want. Then there are the decisions that will impact you beyond just today. Some decisions matter for more like 10 months. Should I join the gym? Should I get this coaching program? Should I start working on my book, my blog, my website? Or should I even start this business? These deserve some thought, some wisdom, and some discernment, but they're not life altering. And finally, there are the ones that shape your future. Some decisions will matter for 10 years and beyond. Who you marry, a career change, or a major life move. These require wisdom, prayer, and discernment, and maybe even some wise counsel from a pastor, a mentor, or a friend. Today, we're not talking about those decisions. We're talking about the ones that are keeping you stuck from moving forward in your calling or just from living your day to day life without feeling overwhelmed and buried in decisions. If you are making a big life decision right now, some of the tips that I share today about clearing your decision-making clutter may help you in the process, but those big decisions aren't usually ones that you can make quickly without thought or prayer. Okay. So now I'm about to say something that you might not like to hear. If a decision doesn't fall into one of those three categories, that it's going to matter in 10 minutes, 10 months, or 10 years, I want you to let it go. I want you to make a decision and either quit thinking about it altogether or delegate it, surrender it to God, or just forget about it because it probably is not that important. And because your peace is too valuable to waste on decisions that won't even matter in 1 week. God does not always give us a step by step roadmap, but He does guide us through. I want to share a trick that I have used that has really helped me in weighing on how I make decisions. The Bible says to seek first the kingdom of God. If you can't decide on something, ask God. He is our Father in heaven, our counselor, and our friend. He is there to help us when we can't decide on something. He wants a two-way back and forth relationship with you. It's okay to ask him what he thinks, even if it's what should I wear to this event tonight or what should I cook for dinner. Sometimes he gives us input and sometimes he doesn't. But what I have found is on the really important decisions like should I homeschool my kids and what church should we go to, I have found that I either get a really clear answer or I get one of three responses from him. And these aren't audible responses, but a feeling that I get in my spirit. They are red, yellow, and green light feelings. So a red light feeling means stop. You feel uneasy, doors are closing, something isn't right, don't move forward yet. Wait for further instructions. And green light is go. You have peace, confirmation, and doors are opening. Move forward in faith until you get a yellow light or a red light. And then a yellow light, that's the tough one. It means go forward with caution or don't. Just like at a traffic light, we can stop on yellow or we can go. This is also known as free will. There is no clear answer, there's no right or wrong answer, and God is allowing you to make a choice. I've noticed that as I've matured in my faith, the more choices He has actually let me make. And sometimes I really just want Him to tell me exactly what to do, but He doesn't. And that's where most of us get stuck. It's when we just need to make a decision, but we're waiting on God to give us the answer, but He's not going to. Here's the hardest part. God doesn't always tell us exactly what to do. He gives us the vision, the location, and the calling, but He lets us decide how to get there. And often there are multiple routes. There are no clear right or wrong answers, no right or wrong decisions. And that's where so many women freeze. God, just tell me exactly how this is going to work. Tell me which step to take next. Tell me all the steps that I need to take to get there. Show me how to make this happen. But often, when we have that yellow light, He's not going to. Because if He gave you every single step in advance, you wouldn't need faith. And faith, walking when you can't see the whole picture, that's what actually builds your character and deepens those roots. The roots that will keep you grounded when the winds of life come roaring in. It allows us to learn to trust God and to trust ourselves, to trust His plan, and to know that no matter what, His plans are good, He is good, and that He will prosper us and not harm us. He is making you into a new creation. And if He laid out every single step and made every decision for you, you would just be a shell of a person. He created you to be unique, and you are His masterpiece. You're creative and you're beautiful, woven together in your mother's womb. You are you. And until you start making decisions for yourself instead of waiting on somebody else or God to make those decisions for you, you can't fully become who He created you to be. So let's be real. Most of the time, we're not stuck because we don't know what to do. We're stuck because we're afraid of doing the wrong thing and messing everything up. Or we're trying to control the outcome, wanting to see exactly how it's all going to unfold before we take that next step. Or maybe we're afraid of failure. And if we're being really honest, sometimes we're afraid of success. I know I was. For so long, I was afraid of failing in my business. What if I put in all of this effort and money and it doesn't work? What if I let people down? But then, as soon as God gave me a bigger vision of where this was going, suddenly I was afraid of succeeding because success meant stepping into something bigger than myself. It meant change, responsibility, visibility. And let me tell you that fear, that's nothing new. That's why God told Joshua over and over and over again, do not be afraid, be strong and courageous. That's why the Bible reminds us 365 times, one for every day of the year, not to fear, because God knows fear will try to stop us. But He also didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. That's from 2 Timothy 1:7. So here's what I need you to hear today. God is the God of impossibilities. He does the impossible, but you have to do the possible. God once broke down the word responsibility to me when I was feeling really overwhelmed with what I was responsible for and I was feeling stuck in making decisions. The breakdown was we respond based on our ability. Response, ability. We don't have the ability to walk on water. We don't have the ability to designate land to a nation that doesn't even exist yet. We don't have the ability to split the seas, but God can. Think about it. He called Peter to walk on water, but Peter had to take the first step. He called Abraham to go to the land that he would show him, but Abraham had to leave everything behind first. And he parted the Red Sea, but only after Moses lifted his staff. God didn't give them every single step. He gave them the next step. And if He's calling you somewhere, He will equip you along the way too. So, whatever fear is holding you back, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of making the wrong decision, it's time to let it go because God can't steer a parked car. And you, my friend, you're not stuck. You just need to start moving. And if you're trying to control the outcome, know this. You can't. Believe me, I have tried. The circumstances of life, other people's decisions, God's plans, or my own skewed vision of what I thought it was all going to look like, and having false expectations, whatever it may be, it unequivocally 100% is out of your control. Okay, so let's talk about a super simple way to make decisions faster, something Jeff Bezos calls the two-way door framework. Basically, there are two kinds of decisions. There are two-way door decisions. These are the ones where if it doesn't work out, you can change your mind and try something else. No big deal. Think launching a podcast, testing a new offer, or trying a different morning routine. Then there's the one-way door decisions. These are the big life-altering choices where once you step through, there's no easy way back, like who you marry, quitting your job without a backup plan, or moving across the country. Here's the kicker. Most of the decisions that you're stressing over, they're two-way doors. That means that you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get moving. You can tweak, pivot, or completely change the direction if needed. So stop waiting for the perfect plan and just step forward and adjust as you go. So let's talk about how to make decisions fast. If you've got a yellow light and you need to make it quickly, try these four things. Number one, set a timer. Give yourself 2 minutes or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you think you need to decide and stop overthinking about it. Number two, limit your options. The more choices you have, the harder it is to choose. So prioritize and then stick to two or three and then make a decision. And number three is one of my favorites. It's flip a coin. Yes, really. If you feel relief or regret at the result, you know your answer. And number four, pray and move. If God isn't giving you a red light, He is trusting you to choose. So just decide. Okay, since we have those four, let's talk about reducing mental clutter and stop wasting energy on small decisions. Here's something really interesting. Some of the most successful CEOs and leaders intentionally limit their daily decisions to avoid decision fatigue. That's a real thing. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every single day. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same color shirt every day, and many executives eat the same breakfast and the same lunch every single day. Why? Because your brain has a limited amount of decision-making power each day. So if you waste mental energy on things like scrolling through social media and deciding whether you want to like, comment, or ignore posts, or what should I eat today, or what should I wear, what should I make for dinner, then by the time you need to make a real decision, your brain is already exhausted. So let's talk about how to reduce decision fatigue. Number one is meal plan in advance. Stop spending 20 minutes staring at the fridge every single night. Plan your meals ahead of time. I actually have a 12-month meal plan guide that includes shopping lists, recipes, and everything you need to make healthy meals for an entire year. If you want a copy, you can use the code FRIEND to get it just for $27. 12 months of meal plans done for you. I'll put a link in the show notes for you. And then number two is choose your outfits on a weekly basis instead of daily. Set aside time every Sunday to pick out your clothes for the whole week. No more staring at your closet every morning. Number three is prioritize with the rule of three. Each week, maybe Sunday night, set three key priorities of things that you want to get done for the week and list your top three tasks each day. This keeps your focus sharp. And number four is declutter your space. This is one that I personally still struggle with, so no judgment. But when my kitchen is cluttered, I can't make any decisions on what I'm going to eat for dinner because I know that I have to do the dishes before I can cook. And then I know that after I cook, I have more dishes to do. So a cluttered kitchen makes it really difficult to just make a decision on what you're going to eat for dinner. And a messy workspace makes it hard to focus. So clear your space so you can clear your mind. And then the fifth idea is unclutter your mind. You can journal, brain dump, or write out your worries at the end of the day so they don't take up mental space. Brain dumping works really well for me. I like to do it audibly on my phone. I will just speak it into my notes app, or sometimes I will write down in my journal. I do a lot of prayer journaling at night just to get my thoughts out of my mind and onto paper. And if I have a lot of decisions to make or some more important decisions to make, I write those down as well and I start circling the top priority things that I need to make decisions on. So when you remove small, unnecessary decisions, you free up energy for the decisions that really matter. If you're overthinking a decision, ask, will this matter in 10 minutes, 10 months, or 10 years? If you're afraid to move forward, remember God is guiding you, but He won't always give you every step. And if you're feeling stuck, just pick a direction and start walking because God can't steer a parked car, and you, my friend, are not stuck. You just need to put the car in drive or even in neutral so God can push you forward. It doesn't have to be a full speed sprint. It doesn't even have to be perfect. Just take your foot off the brake and start moving. Maybe that looks like making one small decision today. Maybe it's taking one step forward in faith, even if you don't see the whole road ahead. But whatever you do, don't stay stuck and park. God is ready to guide you, but you have to start moving forward. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap on the top 7 things that you want to remember. Number one, You are not bad at making decisions. You make 34,000 every day. You just overthink some because they feel bigger than they really are. And then number two, use the 10-10-10 rule. Will this matter in 10 minutes, 10 months, or 10 years? If not, surrender it and let it go. Number three, God's red light, green light, yellow light. Red means stop, something feels off, wait, pray, and seek wisdom. Green is go. You feel peace, move forward with confidence. Yellow is God is giving you free will. There's no clear answer, but you just need to decide and move forward. And then number four is the real reason you're stuck. You want to control the outcome, or you're afraid, or you think you're going to mess everything up. But faith is moving forward before you have all the answers. And God gave us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. And he says to be strong and courageous. So be strong and courageous and move forward in faith. And then number five is there are two-way doors and one-way doors. Most decisions that you are going to make in your life are reversible. Just make the choice and adjust as needed. Number six is simplify your daily decisions. Reduce mental clutter by meal planning, choosing outfits in advance, and decluttering your space. And number seven is God works all things for good. Even if you make the wrong decision, he knows how to course correct. Just take the next step. And if it's the wrong decision, he works all things together for your good and for his glory. So you can't mess everything up because he will work it together and he will weave it together into a perfect story. He is writing your story as we go. And sometimes we make the wrong decision and sometimes we don't. But when we do, it builds our character and then he uses it for our good. So the bottom line is you're not stuck. You just need to make a decision. Okay, friend, that is it for today. I just want to remind you, if you're struggling with meal planning, grab my 12-month meal plan guide with shopping lists, meal plans, recipes for 3 meals a day for an entire year. Use the code FRIEND and get it for $27. I will put a link in the show notes, or you can send me an email if you need the link. And if you found this episode helpful, please be sure to share it with a friend who needs it, because there's somebody out there who probably needs help making a decision. And be sure to subscribe and review. If this episode spoke to you at all, please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. Even if you don't have an iPhone, if you can create an account in iTunes, you can still leave a review for me there. And it helps other Christian women find me and this podcast. So remember, friend, peace is possible, even in the midst of chaos. And sometimes peace is just one decision away. Next week is our last episode of this quick tips series. We are talking about simple tips to feel peace even in the midst of chaos. You don't want to miss it. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.